Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Monday's Thought for the Day. I'm quite tired um, today because over the weekend I've been trampolining. Well, it's not really, not quite true. I've been watching my grandson trampolining, but it looked like a wonderful sense of freedom, and I wish that I could have had a go on this lovely big trampoline that he was working on. He's being sort of coached by professionals, and it just looks wonderful. And I wish I could creep in to that leisure centre where it's held, creep in at night time when everyone's not around, and see if I can have a go on that trampoline and see how it feels. Anyway, back to just the final bit I wanted to talk about in terms of humour. I'm going to quote to you from Shakespeare, from Hamlet. You know, Hamlet was a pretty depressed character, and he's in mourning, and he says, "I have of late lost all mirth. It goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. Man delights me not, no, not woman neither." You know, there's a lot to learn from Hamlet. For one thing, he points to a crucial benefit of humour, that of balance, and that balance was something that eluded Hamlet. There's plenty of sadness and gloom and misery in his life, but there's little, if any, joy or spontaneity or fun to balance that heaviness. And balance is a necessary support for a healthy life, isn't it? For healthy living. It means that there's some equality on both the debit and the credit sides of life. A balanced person is usually more tolerant, has quite a wide range of tastes, and he's not swayed to either one extreme or the other. And that balance is something that we perhaps all need to achieve. Another benefit of humour is perspective. I suppose that is related to balance. Keeping or gaining perspective is a positive. It means that we're actually reading something accurately, that we see things truly as they are. Someone who's lost perspective is no longer able to see the world with fairness or objectivity, because their judgment is impaired. And that the God-given gift of humour can help us find perspective when we're really uptight and we struggle to see humour, but also when we struggle to see humour, when we're feeling so uptight, we can that sort of mindset obscures God's presence in our lives. And sometimes we have to almost retrain the imagination to look for humour. It does have possibilities in every situation. I'm not talking about people who just tell jokes, often at the expense of others, but really have no sense of humour. Well, we have to make a decision not to be one of them. Painful situations can be lightened with humour. It lightens the heaviness associated with hurt. doesn't deny the hurt, it enables us to face it. I conducted a funeral this week, and the person who died was a really funny person, and that's what everybody remembered about him, that he could make people laugh, and he didn't take himself too seriously. And the funeral reflected that. It was a joyous occasion. You know, it didn't deny the sadness and the grief, but it reflected who that person was. And one of the things that happened was when he was alive, and if he went out somewhere with the family, they would always know when it was time to go, because he made the decision, but he didn't say anything. He just put his hat on. Everyone knew it was time to go. And when we came to the committal in the funeral, someone shouted, "Get your hat on, it's time to go." And that lightened the mood for everyone. And it wasn't disrespectful. It was just perhaps how he would have wanted it. You know, we need sometimes to spend time with people who have that sense of humour, who can remind us of what a sense of humour can do. Someone who can laugh at themselves. I have a dear friend who lives in Northern Ireland, and whenever I'm with him, it sparks off something. Each other's sense of humour sparks the other off, and we have a joyous time together, mostly laughing at ourselves, because anyone can laugh at someone else's stupidity, but it takes something it's a gift really of self-awareness and self-consciousness to laugh at ourselves. In Psalm 2 it says that God laughed, and on that principle that what God does must be good for us too. We need to look for occasions to laugh and then do it. And when we all laugh, it's so beneficial physically as well. When we laugh, all our internal organs are massaged, and it may be also that our spirit gets massaged too. And I go back to the first of these thoughts for the day when I said that Jesus laughed. Jesus was funny. Remember the rich man and the eye of a needle. Remember the log and the speck. Perhaps we need to try sometimes to look at the Bible differently, open up to the possibility that something new is happening, that God lives in laughter, in lightness, in freedom, spontaneity, and some unfamiliar places, and refuse to believe anyone who tells you otherwise. Well, that's my final thing on humour, but I hope the thoughts for the day will often have some humour in them. Like I said at the beginning of this little mini series, I needed to lighten up. Anyway, look after yourselves. Take care. God bless. Bye bye.